Hi, everyone. Welcome to Citrix Converge. I've got my old school Citrix Converge shirt on, and I'm really happy to be here virtually with you today to talk about Citrix virtual apps and desktops. The things that have come out recently, things that announcements we've just recently made, as well as some new developments on the horizon, and directionally where we're headed. So my job here is to give you a sense for the technologies and use cases, our strategy, things that you should be preparing for, and getting ready to leverage in your environments or in your customers' environments if you're one of our partners. And of course, the point here at Converge is also to understand how you can extend our solutions and really create your own value and customizations and tune this for the environments and the use cases that you have. So we're talking about modernizing and simplifying CVAD, and it's this idea of simplification that is really important for the future of desktops as a service. As an industry and as a practice, we've gotten to a point now where we understand how to put together VDI infrastructure or hosted shared infrastructure. We've done it on-prem, and over the last year, it's really made a strong move to the cloud as well. And the real challenge in front of us is if this is going to scale, if this is going to service many more types of work from home scenarios, hybrid scenarios, if more people are going to take advantage of this, then there are things we need to do in order to make that easier, in order to help people make better operational choices, to choose the right types of infrastructure, the right types of network configuration, and the right understanding of how to deliver a great user experience. And this is really why we're here today and why we're engaged with the developer community to take this solution to the next level. There's a lot we want to empower our customers and partners to be able to do because nobody's going to know your environment like you do, right? There are a lot of choices to be made in a Citrix environment. There's different types of virtual desktops. There's different locations they might reside in. It is also up to you whether you're going to fully manage it yourself or if you're going to leverage a partner, a solutions integrator, or a service provider. The real message here is we're helping you to harness the power of modernization in as simple a way as possible and enable you to really take the heart and soul of this technology and create solutions out of it for your use cases. And when it comes to the heart and soul of the solution, the first thing that comes to many people's minds is HDX, our industry-leading technologies for delivering high-performance graphics, interactions, and multimedia. What's amazing is how long our leadership in this area has persisted. I've been working here at Citrix now for almost 18 years, and it never ceases to amaze me how year after year, version after version, release after release, we're continually able to push the boundaries on HDX technology. And in fact, in the last few days, I got a preview of some new stuff that we're delivering to enhance our adaptive throughput capabilities. The magic behind the technology is, frankly, way beyond me and my ability to explain it to you, but the impact to experience it is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. And especially if you look at it in side-by-side comparisons in different test environments over different network conditions, maybe even against other protocols, it's just incredible. I can't give away too much just yet, but keep your eyes out for these advancements, which are going to ship for Windows, Linux, Mac, and iOS endpoints right out of the gate. And at any rate, this is just another proof point that the innovation train just keeps on rolling. And in today's world, when you're dealing with the fact that the internet and residential networks like I have here in my house and around the world are suddenly part of your corporate network, these types of technology innovations have never been more important for the modern workforce. And of course, modern workforces want modern experiences, including the latest operating systems. And we're proud to say that, a little while ago when Microsoft released Windows 11, we were there with our day one support. In the Windows 11 launch, Microsoft really emphasized how this latest version was designed to help users deal with the challenges of hybrid work, the distractions of the environment, and the need to focus. And so your users will be demanding it, and Citrix made sure to be there immediately upon the launch. Similarly, of course, we're offering full support for Windows Server 2022 as well, with our release of 2109. Our VDAs and all the infrastructure components can leverage Server 2022, so you can start testing and incorporating the latest platforms into your deployments. And of course, it will be fully supported by our CVAD cloud service as well. And now when it comes to talking about modernizing and bringing things to the cloud, I just want to make sure that everyone here knows we're not ignoring our customers that have on-prem requirements as well. We're very aware that we have thousands of customers that leverage our long-term service releases. And I've spoken to so many customers that even though they might have cloud aspirations, their current operations or industry or the business they're in, or their executive leadership, they just won't allow it. So I'm happy to say that we are targeting a new long-term service release for early 2022. And I know that'll be very welcome news for many of you. We just recently put out a blog to this effect. So for more information, please do check that out and stay tuned for more updates about what's included in it. Now, when it comes to the cloud service offerings, I just want to make sure everyone understands that there are multiple levels of capabilities within our CVAD lineup, and they all serve different purposes and different use cases. They may be for different types of audiences, maybe different customer segments as well, maybe just different employees or different users within the same customer. So first up, the kind of ultimate starter edition, as I think of it, and for getting quickly into a DaaS offering, that's going to be your CVAD standard for Azure. It's simple. It's the fastest way to deploy virtual apps and desktops in the cloud. You can use this with your Azure Virtual Desktop entitlement and quickly take advantage of that entitlement and have all the benefits of HDX and management and so on. And as you get into more complicated or maybe more varied types of use cases, then that's when you start moving into the core product line with the Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops services. And those will give you all the flexibility, configuration tools, policies, and so on. And then, of course, if you're looking to extend that into more web and SaaS applications and create kind of this unified solution, that would be your Citrix Workspace, right, which includes the capabilities of desktop virtualization in there. So I just want to make sure everyone has a good view of all the potential ways that you could acquire Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktops. And regardless whether you choose any one of those options or on-prem or some kind of hybrid, one of the important things that I always like to highlight for people when they're thinking about building solutions around Citrix is that the fundamental architecture is the same for all those implementations. It's really been one of the founding principles of our solution for the last several years, and it provides a really specific and powerful advantage in terms of leveraging your skill sets and the knowledge base that you may already have. There are going to be tons of customers, I'm sure, that have a multitude of environments, some cloud and some on-prem. Maybe there are local, regional, or country-specific restrictions for why you need to keep something in a data center versus hosting it in a cloud. And it's the commonality of this architecture that is extremely important in these cases, right? It means that maybe as you take advantage of some things you're going to learn about here at Converge, and you're building solutions around this, that these things are kind of portable and leverageable across these different deployment styles. And this means that as you create your cloud journey, those capabilities can travel with you. This is really important because we do see many customers, they need time to plan their transition, and ultimately many will stay in a hybrid cloud or hybrid multi-cloud state indefinitely. Some of them are looking to maximize their existing investments on-prem and sweat those out. Others will take the approach of bursting workloads into the cloud. And certainly having that kind of flexibility, having that elastic scalability in the cloud as well. It has been a tremendous use case over the past several months during the pandemic. Many customers just couldn't procure infrastructure fast enough, or they just all of a sudden needed to support users in a location where maybe they didn't have any resources or a data center in proximity, right? And so it kind of gotten into this world of hybrid multi-cloud, and that it's really been a great way for them to scale to kind of meet that demand. In addition to hybrid cloud, we're also seeing more and more multi-cloud, as I was just mentioning, right? So sometimes customers are configuring this for high availability or business continuity, kind of across clouds, just kind of spreading their bets amongst major hyperscalers. And so that may be another way that they're kind of leveraging the Citrix Cloud service for CVAD in order to kind of bring that together and have that be part of one solution, right? Different resource locations in different places. I'm also seeing cases where customers are identifying that some workloads are better in one cloud than another, or there's license restrictions that mean that certain workloads have to operate in Azure versus AWS or GCP. And rest assured, that when you leverage our cloud service, we're designing it, and we've actually built features and capabilities like service continuity, which was released earlier this year and continues to have follow-on releases. But it's really designed for HA. It's designed to survive outages, to survive the fact that maybe you can't connect to the cloud service or the console there, but end users will still be able to get to their desktops, right? We're trying to think of all these different scenarios and really architect in a high level of availability. So along those lines, one of the things that came out over the past year, in terms of thinking about how do I get to the cloud and how do I start taking advantage of this hybrid multi-cloud environment, is the automated configuration service for CVAD. Initially, this kind of started out as just a migration tool, right? Like, hey, can there be a fully supported Citrix way for really automating the capturing and loading up of configuration settings for CVAD as you move from on-prem into the cloud. And it's evolved into just way much more than that. It's a way certainly for you to aggregate and merge multiple site configurations while adopting the cloud control plane. You can also leverage this to stage the migration, but it also enables you to have a way of doing a kind of periodic sync for desired state configuration as well. As it can be a way for you to keep multiple environments in a healthy, known good state. We're also seeing a lot of customers use that as part of just their operational methods for managing the CVAD environment, as well as standing up DR sites or DR configurations across multiple regions. So this automated configuration has been extremely popular since we've released it. Many, many customers have adopted it, and if you haven't already, consider this for how you go about your cloud journey. Strongly consider that. We've seen a lot of success with that. Okay, so now let's assume you've gotten your new cloud control plane all configured up, and now you're cranking away at driving workloads in the clouds. Citrix is partnering at a strategic level to bring our world-class capabilities to the major clouds. The partnership with Microsoft in particular continues to be as strong as ever. We've released a bunch of new technologies to support that move to Azure and help accelerate it, really. Everything from supporting the Azure VMware solution, AVS, to bringing PVS onto Azure. Frankly, something that people thought just a little while ago would never be possible. But through our close partnership with Microsoft, we've been able to bring that technology there so they can bring forward all those operational best practices that you have on-prem with PVS into the cloud. And more recently, we launched the tech preview of the image portability service. This answers the question, how are you going to manage desktop and application images across on-prem and cloud or multiple clouds, right? But before this, people were kind of scratching their heads on like, well, does this mean I have to multiply the number of images that I'm managing? And if I'm doing that, then how am I keeping them all in sync, right? So it's really about like figuring out how you're going to replicate those on-prem images that were built on a hypervisor and bring them into the cloud, and then just keep them all in a manageable state over time. So that's what the image portability service is there to help you with. Really enable you to have this sort of single point of management for these images, reduce the amount of image building that you have to do for different environments, different clouds, and really just open up a lot of the simplicity and operational benefits across having multiple clouds or hybrid cloud. The other interesting thing here is, so think about some of the possibilities when you start stringing together the automated config tool, PVS in the cloud, and image portability service, right? You get some really, really powerful possibilities. One that immediately jumps to mind is kind of this like instant DR capability, simplification of bursting scenarios, things like that. I think as time goes on and we get these things out to GA and we get them into your hands, I'm excited to see what comes back from that and how customers leverage it. I also want to highlight some extremely exciting things that are happening with Google as of late. So certainly we continue to build out features and capabilities on GCP, bringing app layering there, supporting shielded virtual machines, the machine creation services, continuing to expand the capabilities there. And earlier this month, we also announced a strategic partnership with Google that we're really excited about, where Citrix is bringing our DaaS capabilities to GCP with an offering in their marketplace and purpose-built to leverage their amazing networks and the performance of their cloud. And really the point is here that we love our customers, and we know that our customers love choice. Customers love having the flexibility of choosing when they want to have Azure or Google or AWS or all three of them. And so our increased investments and partnership with Google is really just a testament to our commitment to meet customers where they are and where they want to go. We're making sure that no matter what cloud you land on, whether you're landing on multiple clouds, Citrix is going to build out a rich set of capabilities for you. So more to come in this area and others, but an incredibly important part of our strategy is supporting these clouds, and Google being one of the chief ones among them. And so I've talked about Microsoft and Google so far, but really that's far from the limits on all the choice that we're working on to preserve for customers, right? That flexibility. And it's not just clouds, right? So it may be Oracle Cloud, but it's also VMware on-prem. Nutanix, we recently announced a strategic relationship with Nutanix. So the point is, again, Citrix loves our customers, and we know our customers love the flexibility that we provide. So we're going to continue to build out in that area. You have our commitment there. So to kind of sum up on some of the high-level strategy and principles of what we're building and delivering out to market, key takeaways are that the demand for cloud is stronger than ever, and we're responding to it with increased investments in how to transition, investments in capabilities on the clouds where you're transitioning to, and hybrid is here to stay, right? So we're making sure that we're enabling those on-prem data centers to be manageable and work with cloud solutions as well. And we're delivering things like automated config and image portability and provisioning to the multiple clouds to enable your strategies. And so at the end of the day, we're just giving IT agility and hopefully driving your business's success. Okay, so with that said, from a high-level perspective, let me just close out here with a few more thoughts and kind of pivot to this idea of see that as a platform and one for you to build upon. If you've been paying attention in this space, over the last year in particular, there's been a ton happening in the area of CVAD SDKs. Right, so REST APIs, the PowerShell SDK, virtual channel SDKs, ITSM adapter, unified communication SDKs, the WEM APIs, right? There's just a bunch of things that we've been bringing out to folks, and it's been really great to see the engagement with the community around many of these. And I'm happy to announce here at Converge that these CVAD REST APIs have now reached general availability. And they're ready for you to give a run in your production environments. So whether it's for orchestration, monitoring, the image portability I was talking about, or leveraging some of the quick deploy mechanisms that we put into the product, these are ready for prime time. And I really got to thank all of you who have invested the time in the tech preview. We got over 100,000 API requests daily coming in, so it was really a great tech preview, and that really helps us deliver a great and better product all the time. Another area that is likely of major interest to everyone on the planet right now is unified communications. Right. Obviously, in this time, it's been extremely important and a critical part of the experience for end users. And we've continued to work extensively and closely with Microsoft on Teams, for example, and in particular, trying to bring as much parity to the Teams experience inside VDI as outside of it. Particularly in the back half of this year, we've delivered a lot of those things and helped close the feature gap there. But one of the themes here today is that it's all about customer choice, right? And it's not just about Teams. We've had WebEx and Zoom building their solutions in with our virtual channel SDK and getting Citrix Ready verified. The collaboration with Amazon Connect and Star to Star, there's a whole host of these that are really important in a variety of industries and different geographies. And we're making tremendous progress in supporting those and actually having the community building to these SDKs. So that's extremely encouraging. And I think this will continue to be an important part of the solution, even as maybe hopefully the pandemic continues to wind down globally. But this style of communication, remote working, it's here to stay, right? I'm sure everyone's talking about that at Converge. And so these types of integrations are critical to have. And I've also seen, even if an organization standardizes on one particular unified comms solution, you have to interact with other customers and other partners and contractors, and not everybody's using the same thing. So diversity here, extremely important, and the SDKs we're delivering here are helping to deliver that diversity. The workspace environment management service, really, if you're not familiar with it, hopefully you all are, but a powerful platform provides resource optimization, group policy replacement, and desktop security management functions. The most notable benefit is it really helps reduce infrastructure costs without sacrificing the end user experience. So, for example, it allows you to run more workloads within any given sort of fixed set of infrastructure assets. It's particularly useful when you have what we call noisy apps or noisy neighbor apps, which consume aggressively the system resources. And based on our testing, this can add up to 40% more users in a multi-session scenario when you have those noisy apps. And so in this case, the RESTful APIs will enable you as a developer to automate a lot of things. For example, we know many customers have multiple configuration sets, and it's painful when they have to replicate settings amongst those configurations. So the site management APIs will help them automate the export and import process. And similarly, they can use system optimization APIs to configure and tune the optimization settings for the best possible user experience. So it's just scratching the surface on what's available. I really look forward to seeing what everyone can come up with these SDKs. There are plenty of sessions here around this topic at Converge, over 20 CVAD-related sessions. So I hope you get to take advantage of those. And we've got some terrific people, extremely knowledgeable subject matter experts in each one of those sessions. And so I can't wait to see what comes out of that. So with that, I'll let you get on with the rest of Converge. I hope this quick flyby of the latest developments has maybe given you some ideas, inspiration, and some excitement around all the things that are happening in the CVAD world. I know I'm certainly excited about the future. I'm excited to engage with all of you and see how you can help us truly create the desktop as a service that is simple, tuned for your use cases, really, truly the solution of the future. So have a great Converge, and look forward to hopefully doing this in person sometime soon.